Guys, what is up everybody, and welcome back to Italian Football TV. We are watching Salernitana play against Venezia at the same moment. We have it in the background in case anything happens.
1-0 so far, guys.
We are getting ready as well because Roma is playing against Leicester City. I'm sure you guys already know that we're going to be live, but we wanted to come on here. It's been too long since we've done a transfer news segment as the summer starts approaching and the Campionato ends, where we get really sad. Let's talk about transfers. We always love the drama. We always love the gossip.
Who doesn't?
First rumor that's going around, it came from Gazzetta. They ran with this with a big headline. They are saying that Dybala has an agreement with Inter to join them. 6 million euros a season plus bonuses for a 4-year contract. He has given his okay. Of course, as we know, he is leaving Juventus. He is leaving for free transfer. We don't know to what team. Now, I already know what the comments are going to be saying because I saw them on Instagram. Because Gazzetta says it doesn't mean it's going to happen. Yeah. This is just one rumor. We have to give Gazzetta credit. They had Vlahovic to Juventus, correct? Are they right? We don't know, but let's just talk about it in case he does go there.
This is an interesting one, Marco, but just because Dybala is a player you don't want to lead the league, so even though it does seem it might be a little bitter to Juve fans, La Jolla is incredible, and I do want him to stay in Serie A, but Marco, for you, is it like a little slap in the face for you at all, or no?
No, I mean, for me, I do think it would be great if he stayed in Serie A. I think it would be good for them. There's a couple different perspectives. I mean, Dybala is the one that's getting pushed out of Juventus. Yeah. It's Juventus said, we are not renewing you. The guy's a professional player. You don't know what other offers he has. Does he really have any offers at another top team in a different league? He has to be a professional and sign with whoever he wants to. I think that not everyone is going to be the Del Pieros, right? Of those kind of players.
Well, from these reports, we can tell.
What I'm interested to see is for Inter, is it too much of a risk to spend this high of a salary on a player that can't compete day in and day out because of his injury problems? I think when you talk about Dybala, for me, he is one of, if not the most talented player in Serie A when he's healthy. He reads the game well. He interprets it. He sees it 2-3 steps ahead of anyone else, and he's that creative type attacker that has opportunities and brings them to the strikers, that the number 9s that he plays alongside, which I love. He's always a player that I admire watching. The unfortunate thing for him is that his injuries are what constantly hurt him. Yeah. Do you think Inter would make a mistake if they would go after him?
I think it's a win-win situation for Inter. First of all, he'll be a free agent, and second of all, they'll need another creative midfield that they don't really have to swap out.
But he's not a real midfielder.
Yeah, I know he can play so many positions, which is
not a good thing.
No, I think it's a good thing because you can plug him in many different things. The only weird thing is the way Inzaghi has a formation of 3-5-2. He's gonna have to find a way for him to fit.
No, he would have to play as a second striker. In the formation that he plays, he's not a midfielder. He's not a Hakan Çalhanoğlu.
Maybe he
can't play that style.
Maybe he can play a more of an attacking Hakan.
That's not what they're looking at now. I think that if they do get Dybala, I think that it is for Lautaro Martinez. Lautaro Martinez goes the opposite way. In that case, I would not get Dybala. I think if Inter has to choose, I would keep Lautaro just because he's shown that he can be more consistent. If they're able to just add Dybala on, then I'm all for this move, and I think they would make a big move. Speaking about Lautaro, he is linked to a move to the Premier League. Corriere dello Sport are saying that this is the move that Inter need to make to finance the rest of their summer, and they say that United, Arsenal, and Tottenham are all interested. Take everything with a grain of salt. This is not Fabrizio Romano. It's not Romeo Gresti. It's not the top sources, but it's what's being talked about in Italy right now. Hypothetically, what do you think about this?
First of all, I think Lautaro gets a lot more flack than he deserves. He's still, 23, 24 years old. Still has over 20 goals, and a lot of people saying he had a bad season, which is pretty incredible if you think about it, since he has that high standard that now people are putting on him.
It's his season high with 21 this year.
Yeah, and still people are saying he's not doing good, which is on the bright side pretty good if you think about it. The only thing is I wouldn't sell him at a certain point. I think he has what it takes to become a very good striker, and I think a lot of people are probably going to disagree with me. So unless they're offering 60 or 70, which I feel like it's going to be hard for them to offer, I would keep him.
Anything over 60 million, I would sell him. If it's less than that, then I would keep him. Next rumor, Milinkovic Savic is at the top of Allegri's wish list, again according to Gazzetta, and Lazio are open to selling him at 70 million. They also say that Juve have an agreement with the player on a salary 4 million euros a year, 5-year contract. I think we mentioned this on yesterday's broadcast that for Juventus, in my opinion, if they can only make one big name signing because they already spent a lot of their money on Vlahovic from the January, I would make the big money move in the midfield. I think that has to be the priority because they are clearly lacking a goal-scoring midfielder who's physical, who goes up, and who creates opportunities. Robbie has 0 goals this season. For Juventus, that dominated Italy for so long, that dominated for 9 years, a lot of the times you saw that type of player that created those opportunities, and now you don't see that. So I think it would make sense on paper, but I think negotiating with Lazio will be difficult for Juve.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're almost like a broken record. Keep saying Savic, Juve. He's a complete midfielder. We all know that. I'm sure you would want to stay in Serie A to keep competing for the Scudetto. This would be interesting. This would be huge for Juve. All these years we're talking about how Juve are getting these players, but never someone for their midfield. I think he'd fit in like a glove in Juve's midfield. The only thing is it worth that much money? He's not the youngest.
I think he's worth the money. The guy has double digits in goals and assists this year.
Yeah.
For a midfielder, he is doing phenomenal. And I think for Lazio on the other end, there's all these rumors on, is Sarri going to stay? Is Sarri going to go? They're saying that he wants a different kind of mercato. He wants to decide who he can play. So if you get 70 million for him, it would make Sarri happy because he could buy some of the players that he would want. Maybe it could be a win-win situation, even though for Lazio, losing what in my opinion is the best midfielder in Serie A could be something that, you know, they would be bitter about. But if it helps Sarri and the rest of the team, then maybe they'll have to go for it and get younger players. Last news, Milan has been in talks to get taken over for the Elliott Group that, you know, is really a bank essentially. They took over on defaulted loans. I think it was like when Mr. Lee had AC Milan. They came in, they ran this as a proper business. Now they are being rumored to be taken over. There was a Bahrainian group, which was InvestCorp, that they were saying Milan was going to be valued at 1 billion euros at the time. Now, great job by Milan Eye on Twitter. They're a great follow, by the way. They tweeted today that investment group Redbird Capital Partners is in talks with the owners of Italian soccer club Milan about a possible deal emerging as a rival to the Bahrainian fund InvestCorp, according to Reuters. So huge. 1.18 billion euros is what the rumor is going for. Mike, do you like that Milan is going to get bought out?
Yeah, I think this is all positive. This is going to be the second year that Milan clinch a Champions League berth, and I think it's their stepping stone to finally be a team that we know Milan to be, competing for the Champions League. This is a step in the right direction. An investment group that can actually splash some cash, and we know they're competing in Serie A, obviously. Now we need them to compete in the big stage. So I'm very excited. I'm all for this, and I think all Milan fans should be. Antonio, I know, is for sure.
I want to say that I think Elliott really did an amazing job because they had to budget wisely. They had to spend really in short amounts, and I think that they found low-cost solutions that are helping them compete for the Scudetto, which, I mean, is a round of applause to them for that. But Milan is a team that deserves to take that next step, and a fund, a bank, is not gonna ever overspend because they're looking at a bottom line. Exactly. They need to make their money. They're not looking at it for the long term.
They're looking to flip it.
Yes, it's not like a family project where they want to see the outcome and really build that. You know, I think it was always 2, 3, 4 year plan for them to be able to sell it right away. So this is the next logical step for them. And I think Milan's in a good place right now because their evaluation will be high because they are close to winning the Scudetto. They could be winning it. They're getting in Champions League now for a second year in a row, so that revenue's coming in. They need a group that comes in and looks long term, 10 years, 15 years down the line, to create a sustainable plan and to make those investments knowing that they will be around years from now to reap the reward. So hopefully for Milan, it does go through and it's very exciting. Guys, as always, make sure you drop in the comments below. We want to hear how you feel and let us know if you want us to keep going with these transfer videos. We'll start banging them out as the Mercato comes closer and closer to arriving. As always, guys, thank you for watching. Stay tuned. This week, Serie A action is going to be insane. Not only the battle at the top for the Scudetto, but also the relegation. Like, where can they watch it if they're in the United States?
If you're in the United States, the best place to watch it, Paramount Plus, guys. We got the link in the top of the description. You still get that free trial if you use that link, so don't mess around. If you're hiding on the rock, now you know. Check it out. Paramount Plus, home of all football fans.
Yes, they have Serie A, and they even have Champions League. I know that for our Italian teams, they're not in Champions League, but we're football fans at the end of the day. We'll pop in a little reaction of how we reacted when Real Madrid made that comeback. Come on, man.
Oh, that's a good ball. Oh!
I know it wasn't an Italian team, but we are happy for Ancelotti. And at the end of the day, when something like that happens, you just have to celebrate. Guys, as always, thank you for watching. We'll talk to you soon.
Ciao, guys.